Ghana for for any obi biara aha Ghanatube so modofo snowy any I was for matana say magia akonye die no mehu say ai ensem no edos ye pa eno na mede airboy say wonsom no eno any nipa I was for entempa no di mechie na ensem bia ewo ho ana say bia ekoso ewo manga nim no say memfa ensom di mechi
Jabunti Zato PhD. What do you say to that? I think you and Solo had been two of many of the analysts and commentators right here on our platforms who had predicted. You said she should negotiate. Yes, that's Solomon, and you said that she's a goner. I remember you always use the word or the phrase "she's a goner," and it means that it doesn't come to you as a shock.
No. Yesterday.
Or you are mourning.
Yesterday, September 1st, 2025, in the year of the Lord Anno Domini, the President of the Republic of Ghana fired the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana because she traveled abroad with her husband and children and spent some per diem. History will record these days as a sad day for the rule of law, as a sad day for judicial independence, and especially as a sad day for the separation of powers. We are all poor for it as a country. We are not better for it. I've looked at how the international media have even reported it. It's a sad day for us.
It is a sad day that you are doing politics with a purely constitutional matter. That's a sad day too. If you look at this thing, it falls under two different. On the one hand, are proponents, the members of the government and the NDC. For them, they say, nothing to see here, see no evil, hear no evil. The president was just a conduit, an instrument that was just doing what the constitution has said. So there's absolutely nothing to see here. Everything is fine here, nothing to see, just move along. If you look at the other side, members of the opposition, they also say, campaign promise made, promise kept. Because throughout the campaign, there was this issue that the Supreme Court has become a unanimous FC. And when we come into power, we must deal with this unanimous FC. So the sacking of this Chief Justice is seen as part of that effort not to make the Supreme Court a unanimous FC. So again, if you look at members of the opposition party and others, they will say campaign promise made, campaign promise kept. So those are the two.
Who told you this?
Please, you made them flew. Let me also flew small back. They flew. Let me also flew small back. So those are the two different standards that stand there that you can see. There's something students of IR say that war is politics by other means. And I also hypothesize that the removal of the Chief Justice is politics by other means. That you use it to achieve a political objective. The political objective here being that you agree with the premise that there is a unanimous FC. So in order not to make it unanimous, you must remove some people first, add a lot of justices to it, even though you say you will not do that, then change the Chief Justice, then make it not unanimous. So I think that is part of what has come to happen. And this history records this. As a member of parliament, as a deputy minister, as a minister, as the communication of the NDC, as the vice president, I think this is a legacy defining presidency he has. He has come to define his legacy and stand as one of the most astute politicians of this country has ever produced. He's a Gonja. I shouldn't be saying this about the Gonja because I'm a Salaman, I'm traditionally superior to him, but I shouldn't be saying that. But that is his legacy. But this has damaged that reputation. No. This is going to be one of the biggest blot on his legacy as a president. Because look, history will always remember that. History will always say that it was under him that this man was sacked. Oh,
Professor, for the record, you teach political science.
You know what is going to happen is that that is the legacy. It's a legacy. The history of this presidency cannot be complete without mentioning the sacking of the Chief Justice. You cannot complete his legacy without talking about this. It has become an entrenched part of his legacy. If you are writing the legacy or the history of President Mahama, the sacking of Chief Justice will not be an anecdote. If you are writing the history of the President Mahama, the history of the the Chief Justice, it would not be an afterthought. If you are writing the Chief Justice of the history of President Mahama, it will not be something that is peripheral or trivialized. No, it's going to be center stage of the history that will finally define him. And that is what is going to be. Look, there is something students of public policy refer to as path dependency theory. Basically, it says that events that happen tend to shape future events. Past events, even sometimes bad ones, they tend to shape future events. Thank you. That's what I'm coming. So, and if you see, Eduji gave a very beautiful rendition, starting from the Shiraj woman, that it happened. Those happened, and that's the path dependency. Today, it has happened up to here. We can make a very substantive difference between all those people and the Chief Justice, because none of them are a co-equal arm of government. We operate what is called separation of powers in this country under our constitution. That is that they will say the powers are separated between the executive, led by the president, the judiciary, led by the Chief Justice, and parliament, led by the Speaker of Parliament. We say they are equal arms of government. No president under this constitution has ever removed or sacked from office a co-equal arm of government. It has never happened. This is why it will take center stage here. Look, one of the things I've observed from
how is it that it's the president who removed?
He signed the letter. He signed it. It was. I've seen. He signed the letter. He gave the edict.
Premised on.
He signed the letter. He signed the letter. He said you are fired. He said you are fired. It wasn't the judicial committee that said he's fired. The president signed the letter. Yes. Oh. Small flow I was doing now. I can't flow again. Anyway, so let's keep going.
Why did you choose?
I have seen.
It's completely unacceptable.
He can only forget when he chews. I mean, he has been given. That's all.
You cannot. You are not permitted to throw in mischief.
Just throwing dust. Just conclude. No, please allow him to conclude. He says that his premise is that it's the president who signed the letter. As a result of that, he is taking a hook.
I don't going to go by that position. We must educate the people. We must not allow that to throw dust into the eyes of the people. That someone petitions, a committee is formed, an outcome, a recommendation is made. The constitution says that whatever recommendation is made, the president has no other choice than to implement. And you come and sit here and deliberately.
Usually, I'm the provider.
All right, go on.
Today, you see, today,
the rest,
Solomon and the rest. So, okay, let's go back.
Comments. Do you think posterity will judge as well at this point in time for this action?
No. I'm saying I've made that point clear, and I've said that the biggest achievement of the John Dramani Mahama administration so far is the sacking of this Chief Justice. I've said that. I've also said that history will remember this. History will never forget, and that based on this president is going to give birth to other presidents. It's going to make sure that any president coming up will have to come with your Chief Justice and live with your Chief Justice. I've also made that. Now, I've heard that there were some moves in Parliament to try to change this. I don't know what it is. I'm not a lawyer. I've also seen that the Constitutional Reform Committee is out there working. I don't know. They may touch on this. But the point must be made clear that this was a political. Look, politics and the sacking of the CJ becomes politics by other means. And we have seen that happen. And I'm of the view that we have just started a very dangerous, virtuous cycle. The question is, will there be any force in this country that will say, don't do this? Will there be any force big enough in this country that will tell politician or the next president coming that, no, do not touch the Chief Justice, do not remove the Chief Justice? Is there any institution in this country that will be powerful enough to say, do not touch it? The only institution that can do that will be the citizens through an election. If they tell a president that when you go, don't remove the Chief Justice, other than that, I see nothing, absolutely nothing that can restrain or constrain any president going in the future from firing the Chief Justice. I see nothing like that. And that is why, for me, it's a sad day for democracy, it's a sad day for the independent judiciary, it's a sad day for the separation of powers, and it's a sad day for the rule of law.
Yo for yako aba uti insem no ese ode anase anya ode day and wadwintre fa wadwintre no ehu kimi e comment section no na menje bre enkenkan emofefe aha Ghanatube so ebusianfo sisiade my crown.